Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of The Walk. My name's Gareth and today I'm in the city of Derby in the East Midlands of England. Now it's a slightly different one today and it's actually quite a sad one. I'm back at the site of what was Derby Friargate Station. Now the station opened in the centre of the city in 1878 and it closed in 1967. Now since then it's sat abandoned and I've been fortunate enough to come and do a couple of videos here before, but as you can see from the pile of rubble behind me, the bulldozers are in, and so this is finally the end of the line for Derby Friargate Station. So what I'm going to do today, because obviously the bulldozers are in, it's all completely fenced off. I can't get in here like I have done before. But what I'll do is I'll put a link to the previous videos I've done here below where you can see I can actually get into the site. The platforms are all still here. It really was a beautiful station back in the day. Now, this is the former bonding warehouse. Now, this is listed, all this. So thankfully this is staying. Now, I get that they want to redevelop the site. It's been derelict for so many years, sat in the middle of the city, and they are going to build some houses here, and I think they're going to do some retail outlets and restaurants, maybe some bars and stuff like that. And it will be amazing to see this given a new lease of life, but it's just so sad that we've lost those platforms and those arches and the station entrance and all of that. There were loads of plans for things here. I think they were going to try and incorporate the platforms and the arches and things into some developments, but it's gone on for years and years, and then someone torched this giant warehouse, which I think it sped up the process a bit, because they thought, well actually, do you know what I mean, we better do something with it now, otherwise there won't be anything left. And it is, an amazing structure. I hope you can still hear me, but I'm holding the camera way away from myself because I've got to get over the fence. So what I'll do is I'll have a bit of a walk around the perimeter, because like I say, I can't get into it because it's all massively cordoned off, which I get. Do you know what I mean? I don't fancy going underneath a digger if I can help it. So just as we walk around the other side, you can see there's some arches there as well. Now that, I'm guessing, would have gone to the basement of that massive bonding warehouse. Now this here, I always assumed this was an engine shed. I don't know why I assumed that, I just did. It just kind of looks like one, doesn't it? But actually it was an engine house, it turns out. Now it had all the machinery in here to actually power other bits of machinery that were actually in that massive warehouse. So I don't actually know what that machinery was, but yeah, engine house, not an engine shed. So as you can see, the road, if you just look there, Great Northern Road. Now the reason it's called Great Northern Road was because Friargate Station was built by the Great Northern Railway, and as I say, it opened in 1878. Now it was meant to be this huge grand station that was going to basically knock the feathers off of the Midland Station, which is still there now. Now that station opened in 1840, so obviously this is coming in 38 years later. And unfortunately it never did win that battle, because what they did, the Great Northern, is they basically, I think they overestimated what they could build and for how much money. And so by the time it got to building Friargate Station, they'd already had to build a load of arches into the city that they hadn't really foreseen, and a couple of tunnels that they kind of thought they could get away with cutting. Hello, mate. And so that cost them loads more money. So when it came to the station, that's what suffered. So they went for a much more basic design. Now, it still had 4 platforms, and it was still pretty enormous, but it wasn't this big sort of grand, almost Orient Express style luxury that they wanted. And so by 1964, there were no passenger trains out of here. It was all done, and then it was only goods until 68. And at that point, it was abandoned, with the exception of a small part of the site that acted as a test track up until 1971. So from 1971, there's literally been nothing going on here. Now, when I first moved to the city, I lived literally just a couple of streets away. So I used to come into the site and I would, you know, sit on the platform and just hang out because I'm a bit geeky like that. And then they restricted access massively because I think there was quite a big drug problem here. And obviously people were torching the buildings as well, which is sort of less than desirable. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to walk round to the other side, because last time I did a video here, bear in mind it was only last year, all the entrance and stuff was all still there. Now, spoiler alert, it ain't anymore, because I parked the car near where the entrance was and I was gutted when I saw that it's all gone. It's mad to think now, you've just got all that rubble. Obviously on the other side of that, you've got that big warehouse, and you see from the drone footage, I mean, it's got no roof on it, but it's still pretty epic. And all this was all sidings. And you see the chimney there in the distance. I'll try and find some old pictures where you can see that chimney, so you can see this was all lines, all running lines, heading all the way down to Burton in that direction, and in the other direction all the way to Nottingham, and it actually went into Nottingham London Road Station. And I think in the end it actually went into Nottingham Victoria, which is another stunning piece of architecture that's now unfortunately long gone. Now, this station was quite famous for the arches underneath it. Now, I think there might still be, fingers crossed, a couple of those arches left, which I'm going to go and try and find. There used to be loads of them left. They used to have car dealerships in them, but I think most of them have gone. Now, the reason they were famous is because of a song by a band called Flanagan and Allen in 1927, I think. They had a song called Underneath the Arches, which you may have heard of, and it's about people sleeping rough during the Great Depression, and it was written about people sleeping on the cobbles, underneath the arches, my dreams away, as the trains are rattling above, you know, that's all in the lyrics, and it's about this station. Okay, so this is Friargate, which obviously the station was named after. Now, excuse the noise, though, it's a real busy area. Now, what I'll try and do, that's Friargate Bridge, that's listed as well, so that's staying the same as those warehouses we looked at a second ago. Now, I'll try and bring this to life for you with some old footage of a train going over there, a steam train. It looks amazing. Now, here you can see there's a couple of arches remaining. Now, that second arch there, that was actually the entrance into the station. Now, right here, there was a building. Now, if I put up a photo now of what that building looked like, where people would walk in and go in, that's what it looked like in its heyday. Now, here's a little bit of footage I took last year where it was all still here, and as you can see, it's long gone. So sad, so sad. There you go. I'm wondering if that phone box will be in any of the old footage. Hopefully it will be. There you go, look at that, such a stunning bridge. Amazing. Now, as you go underneath it, you can see the number of running lines, like 4 running lines going off to Nottingham in that direction there. Mate, there's so much work going on, you can just hear it. Look again, look. I'm guessing then that's the symbol of the Great Northern Railway, I guess it must be. Now, you had the platforms, that was a platform there in between, and then you had 2 either side. Oh mate, what's this say? Andy Handyside Limited, London. So that's who built that. Look at that, 1878. I can hear pigeons as well as pile drivers. So sad, but at least the bridge survives. Now, these arches here, these were the Flanagan and Allen underneath the arches. Oh mate, I think there's 1 or 2 left and that's it. And there's the bridge, stunning. And look, and there's a chimney there, look. Now, the platform's the other side of that wall. Now, these were all arches, but look, they're all gone. Oh mate. Sad to say goodbye. Sad to say goodbye. I get it, I get why you want to redevelop the site for housing and stuff, like I do get it, and not just have it sat derelict, but for me, like, I'm gutted that they couldn't have done something to incorporate the platforms and that, but it's gone now, it is what it is. Anyway, thanks for watching, just a short one, but I just want to say goodbye, like, I'll see you next time.